The events of October 7, 2023, sent shockwaves through Israel. The nation found itself grappling with a profound sense of vulnerability, a collective trauma that exposed the limitations of its military might. But from the ashes of this crisis, a new form of Zionism has emerged, one marked by an unyielding stubbornness, a steely resolve to rebuild and reassert dominance. This is not the Zionism of idealism or utopian dreams. It is a Zionism forged in fear, resentment, and a profound sense of siege. This new Zionism is not confined to the political elite or the fringes of Israeli society. It permeates everyday conversations, fuels political discourse, and finds expression in the relentless expansion of settlements. It is a visceral response to the perceived existential threat facing the Jewish state, a hardening of attitudes that transcends traditional political divides. The old paradigms of left and right have blurred, replaced by a shared conviction that Israel's survival hinges on unwavering strength and an unyielding grip on the land. This shift is palpable in the streets of Jerusalem, where fear mingles with defiance. It resonates in the halls of the Knesset, where a hawkish government pushes for policies that prioritize security above all else. And it is tragically evident in the occupied territories, where the Palestinian people face escalating dispossession and the erosion of their basic rights. The question now is whether this new, stubborn Zionism can offer a path to lasting security, or whether it will only perpetuate the cycle of violence and mistrust that has plagued the region for far too long. The answer, as with most things in this land of complexities, is far from simple. It lies buried beneath layers of history, ideology, and the raw emotions that continue to shape the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. But one thing is certain: understanding this new Zionism with all its contradictions and dangers is essential to navigating the treacherous path ahead. In the aftermath of October 7th, the very definition of Zionist heroism has undergone a profound transformation. Gone are the romantic notions of pioneering spirit and kibbutz collectivism that once defined the Zionist project. They have been replaced by a more hardened, pragmatic understanding of what it means to secure a Jewish state in a hostile region. The new Zionist hero is not a farmer tilling the land or a soldier defending the borders. He is the settler, defiantly building homes on contested land, a living embodiment of Israel's determination to assert its presence. He is the politician who refuses to compromise on security, even at the cost of peace negotiations. And she is the mother who raises her children with a deep sense of suspicion and fear towards the other. This shift in perception is evident in the veneration of figures like Gadi Moses, the octogenarian settler leader who embodies the unwavering belief in the permanence of the settlements. It is reflected in the popular support for politicians like Itamar Ben-Gvir, whose extremist views were once considered taboo but now resonate with a growing segment of the Israeli public. And it is tragically underscored by the increasing dehumanization of Palestinians, who are often portrayed as an existential threat, rather than fellow human beings deserving of dignity and respect. This new definition of heroism is dangerous not only for its potential to exacerbate the conflict, but also for its corrosive effect on Israeli society itself. It normalizes intolerance, justifies violence, and undermines the very values of democracy and human rights that Israel claims to uphold. It is a stark departure from the vision of the Zionist founders, who envisioned a Jewish state that would be a light unto the nations, a beacon of justice and compassion. The challenge for those who still cling to that vision is to reclaim the narrative, to remind Israelis that true heroism lies not in stubborn defiance, but in the courage to make peace, to acknowledge the humanity of the other, and to build a future based on justice and coexistence. It is a daunting task, but one that is essential if Israel is to break free from the cycle of violence and fulfill its promise as a democratic and just society. The rise of this new, more stubborn Zionism is inextricably linked to the actions and ideologies of key figures who have shaped Israel's destiny in the post-October 7th era. Benjamin Netanyahu, Gadi Moses, and Yonatan, each in their own way, embody the shifting sands of Israeli society and the hardening of attitudes that has taken hold. Netanyahu, the perennial prime minister, has always been a master of political survival. But in the wake of October 7th, he has abandoned any pretense of pursuing a two-state solution, embracing instead a vision of Israel's future that prioritizes Jewish supremacy and the annexation of large swaths of the West Bank. He has skillfully exploited the fears and anxieties of the Israeli public, deflecting blame for the failures of his leadership onto external enemies and internal dissenters. Gadi Moses, the patriarch of the settler movement, represents the unwavering belief in the righteousness of Jewish claims to the land. For decades he has spearheaded the expansion of settlements, viewing them not as obstacles to peace, but as irreversible facts on the ground. His uncompromising stance and unwavering conviction have made him a hero to many Israelis, who see him as a defender of the faith and a guarantor of their security. Yonatan, the recently released captive, has become an unlikely icon of the new Zionist spirit. His ordeal at the hands of Hamas has instilled in him a deep sense of resentment and a belief that only unwavering strength can guarantee Israel's survival. His calls for retaliation and his unwavering support for the settlement enterprise resonate with a public hungry for reassurance and a sense of purpose. These three figures, each representing a different facet of Israeli society, have converged to create a climate in which compromise is seen as weakness and aggression is celebrated as strength. Their influence has emboldened the far right, silenced moderate voices, and made the prospect of a just and lasting peace more elusive than ever. In recent years, we've seen a shift in the political landscape, where hardline stances are becoming more prominent. This emboldening of a hard line is not just a trend, but a significant movement shaping the future. It's a response to various pressures and challenges, both internal and external. As we delve deeper, it's crucial to understand the driving forces behind this shift and what it means for the broader context of New Zionism in Israel. The land at the heart of the Zionist movement is also claimed by Palestinians, leading to a deeply rooted and complex conflict. Both sides lay claim to the same territory, each with historical, cultural, and emotional ties that are difficult to untangle. The struggle for national identity, sovereignty, and recognition has fueled decades of tension and violence. This ongoing conflict continues to shape the political landscape of the region and affects millions of lives. Within Israel, the new Zionism faces a myriad of internal challenges. Social divisions, economic disparities, and political disagreements create a turbulent environment. Globally, Israel's policies and actions are scrutinized, leading to diplomatic pressures and international debates. The nation must navigate these intricate dynamics while striving to maintain its identity and security. Balancing internal cohesion with external relations is a delicate and ongoing task. As Israel looks to the future, uncertainty looms large. The evolving nature of Zionism, coupled with regional instability and global shifts, paints a picture of a future that is anything but clear. Will the nation find a path to peace and prosperity, or will it continue to drift amidst conflict and division? The answers remain elusive, and the stakes are incredibly high. The decisions made today will profoundly impact the generations to come. The question that remains is whether the cycle of conflict and division can be broken. Is there a way to reconcile the deeply entrenched differences and find a path to lasting peace? It requires courage, vision, and a willingness to engage in dialogue and compromise. The future of Zionism, Israel, and the broader Middle East hinges on the ability to move beyond past grievances and build a shared future. The challenge is immense, but the potential for a brighter tomorrow is within reach.